The United States is a mess right now, so I'm just gonna start talking about things that I know to be true. Cause who gonna stop me, boo? We do, in fact, have the ability to teleport. You can either use tech for this or you can use your spiritual gifts. I'm not gonna go into the tech part because I'm not a tech expert, but just know it exists. And not everyone is privy to that information, even if you are in tech. But we have the ability to teleport. If you're not into the supernatural, if you're not into multi-dimensions, please scroll, because like I said, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Our consciousness itself is an interdimensional entity. However, our bodies and specifically our brains are not. Your brain was put here to help you. Though many people who are tapping into the gifts look at it as a jail, it is actually here to help regulate what you see. Because when you see too many things, you are most likely going to go into psychosis. That is why when people do things like DMT, marijuana, or meditate, anything that gets your brain into a slower state, you are slowing down those restraints. So now you're able to tap into the other realities around that you could not see before because those restraints were in place. Now, there are steps to teleportation. You just can't instantly start teleporting everywhere. The first phase of this is when you start getting your intuition back. Now, let's be clear. Intuition is not your internal thoughts or pattern recognition, especially advanced. Those are separate things. So this is why you have to start using discernment and actually remember, you do have thoughts. Sometimes the voice that you hear that is literally your thought. Sometimes if you've been through a lot of trauma, you have great pattern recognition skills. That is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about accessing information that is not readily available to you, not through pattern recognition and not through your inner dialogue. Why is this phase important? It's because you are tapping into the pathways of you and your current timeline. The teleportation is tapping into the pathways of everything that has existed, is currently existing, and will exist. You can't get into that phase without tapping into the current timeline that is yours. You will start to get intuitive hits. The next phase, you're going to start getting deja vu, very strong deja vu, and you can start to see your own timeline. You'll start to see things that are going to happen for you, and then it plays out and you have that deja vu moment. And that's also when you start tapping into dreams as well. Third phase is when you start tapping into telepathy with others, and not just with people, with plants, with animals, with everything else. Because you're no longer just tapping into the pathways of yours and your current timeline, you're also tapping into the pathways of others. You're not expanding your consciousness in all directions. Next phase is being able to astral project. That is be able to take your consciousness, physically remove it outside of your body, where you can truly be in two places at once, because your body will be asleep, meditating, whatever it is, and your consciousness will literally be in another place. The next phase is energy manipulation. So being able to move objects without touching them or just with your mind. You start to understand that the energy in your body can be manipulated, and you can start to use that energy to manipulate things, places, people around you. This stage that I'm going to list is going to be a leap up from that, but it's being able to move things across time and space. And before people say it doesn't, I've seen this happen in front of my face. It can absolutely happen. You just have to be extremely advanced for that, but you can actually move things across space and time, almost to the final stage. Then through mastery. I mean, some people can do this all their lives and still not reach the final level, but it is absolutely teleportation, because you're no longer just moving objects across space or time, or you're not just moving your consciousness through space or time. You can actually physically move yourself through space or time. But I'm just going to throw my 2 cents in there. Technology, in my opinion, is your greatest help into getting to that final state. You can do with this information whatever you decide.